have enough collateral to cover whatever loan that you're taking. You can't just give me a TV and ask me to give you 1 million. So it has to match in some sort of way.
Okay.
And then another thing would be you pay your bills on time, of course, to boost your credit history. And then okay, there's another loophole. You can also, your credit history might not be that good, but you know a friend who has credible credit history. You use them as a cosigner. But now there again, you have to be very, very careful, because if you're not sure you will pay that loan, that's a relationship you're going to sabotage. You're going to ruin your credit history, their credit history, and probably whatever relationship you both had. So a cosigner will be a good idea, but make sure that you don't put someone in trouble over something that you're not sure of.
Okay. And speaking of loans, what should I know before taking a loan? What do you feel people should know before taking loans? Because sometimes I feel you can take a loan, then boom, then you're hit with these other things. You're like, when you're already too deep into it. So yeah. Go ahead.
So, of course, earlier on I've mentioned about the charges that are associated with loans. There is a penalty, interest, what happens if I default, there is the appraisal fees, there is the negotiation fees. So just be aware about all the charges. And in that, whenever you take a loan, just always ask for the total cost of credit. So that you know, this is what I'm getting myself into, and this is what I'm going to pay in a month, and this is what I'll expect to have paid by the end of the year. And then another thing you can do is also, there's this specific one that actually scares people a lot. You might go to a place and then someone is offering you a loan at very low interest rates. So they're saying, hey, me, ours is like 4%. You're like, hey, what's going on? Kumbe, this interest rate is floating, meaning that it can change any time. And you know, when they do, they know what they're doing. So be very, very careful about what type of interest rate you're going to be charged at. Because if you're going for a loan, look for something that won't change. Look for a loan that is an interest rate that will either go down or remain the same. Otherwise, a higher one will end up exhausting you, kabisa. Then another thing, you need to make sure, I don't know if you can do this, but ensure that for the next couple, say I've taken a loan for 4 years, is there a way I can make sure that for the next 4 years I don't misbehave at work and then lose my job? Because there is nothing as expensive as penalty fees. That's the most expensive thing I've seen so far. Because the moment you miss one payment, that's the moment the interest rates now starts doubling. And by the time you're coming back, you will be so deep in debt. And then, of course, there are things like mortgage loans, which I'm sure someone will cover in the future. But something to note is, when you're taking a mortgage loan, it's also good to take an insurance cover. I don't know, because if you are the breadwinner, supposing, and you've taken a mortgage loan, then you become incapacitated in any sort of way. What is your family going to do? They're all like, mom, now what do we do? Your house is being taken away and you've spent every single bit of what you had to do to spend. So I think that he'll talk more about it, or she'll talk more about it when they come.
It will be coming up in a series about property ownership. So
Okay.
And then now I want us to talk mergers, which is not a thing because I feel like every bank that you know is merging. I want us to talk about how it will affect me as a client in terms of my account details. We are talking checkbooks, we are talking account statements, ATM cards, bank charges, the current loan that I have, let's say with NIC, then they merge with CBA.
Okay. Generally, and legally, this is legally binding. A bank is supposed to update you on every kind of change they make. That is an agreement you sign when you actually open an account with them, because it is your money. But then, on a personal level, because there will be so many things changing, there will be so many adjustments to be made, you need to take care of yourself. You can't put your faith in two people trying to do business and probably you don't know if it will work out. So the first thing you need to do, of course, is to go liquid. Try and withdraw as much cash as you can from the account. I'm not talking about the bank run thing or something, but just try and make sure that whatever amount that you're leaving inside is actually, you have enough with you. You're liquid enough to actually survive, say, the next couple of months. So that in case there is anything wrong, in case they close branches, in case they don't work as well, you'll have at least something to look forward to. And then, of course, there are some bills that you normally pay through your bank.
Yeah.
Such bills, you should actually start paying them manually, because Vitukama loans, if you actually default in a loan, as I keep on mentioning, it's very, very expensive. So Vitukama is supposed to be extremely keen. You should, whenever you see there is instability or there is a chance that you won't be able to get your money, just go a bit liquid for a while. They won't blame you. Yeah. Then another thing will be, of course, you should have your emergency cash at hand. And but for the rest, the bank should actually, and you should follow up with the bank to get your details. And then this is a time when actually these fraudsters now love taking opportunity. They're like, hey, now this bank is, we are sure they're emailing their customers to tell them, now you need to verify whatever email you're getting, asking you to update your current details in a bank, asking you anything, just to verify it's your bank actually. Make a call, take your time. It's better than when you just realize that you lost money. Yeah.
And so this is interesting, because I saw someone who'd had an issue when the banks were merging.
Yeah.
So in case now it's NIC and CBA that are merging, then I had banked with NIC, and now it's two banks. It's now two in one. So who do I go after in case now there's that fraudster took my money, or there's a miscommunication somewhere? Like, who do I go to between as in now?
Well, you go to court. You go and file a claim report. Tell them this bank owes me this much, and I'm not seeing any way for me to pay. Because I've said it's legally binding. Legally binding means you cannot back out of whatever arrangement we had. Yes.
Okay.
But generally, it shouldn't be a problem. Mergers and acquisitions is actually scaling up, more business, better. If the business is actually a good one and the merger is recommended, it shouldn't be a problem. For us as customers, we're supposed to be given every kind of information. And if you feel you're not getting enough, go to the bank and talk to them, because those are the people who can tell you exactly what is going on.
Yeah.
Ukishinda kufanya hiyo, just go to court. File a claim report. Yeah.
Okay. And so in the cases my account is compromised, what should be my immediate action? So I've gone to the ATM, things have gone wrong, my card is stolen. Who should I go to first? Like, what should be my first immediate action?
Go to a bank and report. Because normally it's ATM cards and probably credit cards too. Yeah. Okay, for credit cards, there is a policy. I don't know. They use the is it the what? Okay, that Gina is not coming. Lakini, there is a policy they use for credit cards that won't affect you for as long as you just go tell the bank, yo, my credit card was stolen. And then there's that myth you are talking about how for credit cards anti-protection is
it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually. For debit cards have the same self-protection as credit cards.
Now that's where I'll tackle that myth. For me, I know this. You know, a debit card is directly linked to your checking account. Whatever amount this person withdraws, they're withdrawing straight from your checking account. That is your money. But you know what a credit card is. You're given a limit up to a certain point, say 50,000. Then this organization, say the bank or the credit union, is willing to give you an overdraft. It's not really an overdraft. It's willing to give you a loan.
Yeah.
Short-term loan, yeah. A short-term loan up to 50,000, you see?
Yeah.
So are you saying why anti-theft for debit cards and this one? Because this one, it's not your money, you see? You can just go and say, me, I lost my credit card, and someone went and did what? Transacted on it. They'll probably charge you around 5,000. But for a debit card, if you don't report within 2 days, you pay 5,000. If you go there in 60 days, you actually won't even be able to get anything from your account. So the moment you realize that your account has been compromised, umesahau, umeangusha, umepoteza, just go to the nearest branch of where you have the bank account, report. Tell them I've lost my account. It will cost you nothing, but if you just stay there and keep on assuming and saying, yeah, I'll find it. No, it's better safe than sorry. Yeah, so go immediately and report.
So that's all the questions I had. Do you feel there's anything that you might add that you feel people should know?
Yeah. We say this. I'm still on mates. I think there's one I haven't covered on why people tend to believe that big banks are better than small banks.
Yeah.
Well, they're not better than small banks because we do the same things. But there are, of course, advantages of dealing with a big bank and advantages of dealing with a small bank.
Yeah.
You want a personalized experience, go to a small bank. Say you want convenience and mobile banking and technical, like you want a place where technology is very versatile, go to a big bank. Yeah.
Sawa. That is all. Thank you so much. I have really enjoyed this session. There are a lot I also didn't know about banking. And so thank you guys for staying tuned till the end. I will see you in the next episode. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't and turn on the post notification bell to get an alert every time a new episode comes. So asanteni sana and I will see you in the next episode.